All right, fam, welcome back to Mod Pop Thrift. My name's Tom. I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and I'm a stay-at-home dad for my 6 children. Yesterday it was 75 degrees, and today it's 19. Lots of fun here in Central Illinois. We have 10 to pull, and quite a story to tell about a terrible buyer, so let's get into it. First up, I bought a whole bunch of these Cobalt tools at Goodwill. Paid $50 for the whole set. It had 3 batteries, a charger, which I sold for like $125, and then it had a reciprocating saw and a circular saw that sold for like 40 bucks a piece, and then it had a drill that sold for like $25. And this is an incandescent light flashlight that takes a NiCad battery, and like it's supposed to have an adjustable head, and the adjustable head is, it almost wasn't worth listing, but I hate to throw something that works away, so I listed it low enough that if it sold, I wouldn't lose money shipping it, but if it came up to being relisted, it's not worth marking down to relist, so it would have gotten just donated back or thrown away at the point where it would come up to relist if it doesn't sell in 6 months. I've been doing this more frequently lately. These coffee carafes. It's got to be a decent name brand of carafe. And I bought 2 of these for $1 a piece at the Helping Hands thrift store, and that one sold for $25. And it's obviously brand new. The other one was brand new, but didn't have kind of the accessories and stuff that made it obviously unused. I was super excited when I found this old single stitch Los Angeles Raiders t-shirt, because Los Angeles Raiders stuff tends to do really well. 4 years later, I finally sold the thing for $16.50 free shipping. So obviously I was wrong about that. So we picked up the drums off the side of the road and I tested them and they worked. We sold the snare pretty cheap, pretty quick because it was a dirty mess. I was surprised that the next thing to sell was the patch cables. So this, I'll just put a picture up here. So this is a patch cable. It's an 1/8 inch, like a guitar cable, and it is 90 degrees on one end and just 180 flat on the other. And there was 9 of them. I listed them for 20 bucks. I wasn't even sure if they would sell at all, but I thought surely those are the ones that came with the thing and somebody could use those for, you know, putting together a guitar pedal board or rebuilding one of these sets, or some guitar shop that can just use them to sell them cheap, just to keep them functional in somebody's, rather than throwing them away, basically. I listed them for 20 bucks. I thought that was a pretty good deal for the person who could use them, and they sold pretty quick. And then the next thing that sold was the main unit, which is a Roland V-Drums TD6. It works great, and I got it for free in the trash. And it sold for $170 free shipping, which was kind of the low end of the comps, but well worth my time to mess with, and not super below the comps. Like $199, I think, was the closest one. So I just came in $170, and they had a pretty good sell-through rate, and that one sold. It's not in fantastic shape. You can see it's got some discoloration and scratches on the screen, but it's gonna serve somebody well and have a new life, and made me probably $140 in my pocket on the way out the door. And now we come to the worst selling experience I've had in a very long time. There are going to be problem buyers on eBay. Don't let one $22 sale derail you making thousands of dollars a month. These jeans sold to a legitimate buyer who paid for them and didn't back out for $22. I picked them up on Whatnot, and I think I paid. The problem is they're skinny, stretchy, and very small, which has a small audience and is not particularly in style. I think I paid $5 for them on Whatnot. I didn't pay very much because they're skinny, small, but they are Levi's with the tags still on them. Sold for $22, free shipping. But the problem is, before this person got a hold of them, they were listed and they were sold. And they were sold to a buyer with 100 or 200 feedback and like a 5-year-old account. and I was supposed to ship them on Thursday. I was supposed to ship them today, but yesterday the buyer filed a chargeback with their credit card, said they didn't recognize the transaction. Well, they didn't ship, so I just said, okay, I'll give you your money back and keep the item. And then I relisted it, and within a couple of hours, they sold again to a buyer with zero feedback and the same first and last name. And then they paid, and it was the same delivery address. And so I canceled the order, problem with the buyer's address, and I contacted eBay through Facebook Messenger, eBay for Business. That is my favorite way to get a hold of somebody. It's just the easiest, in my opinion. You get a person who understands what you're talking about, and you don't have to wait while you're on hold and wait for them to call you back. You just text back and forth as you and they have time to have the conversation, and it's easy. But they said, okay, we canceled the transaction. Obviously, this was an issue. Thank you for letting us know, and that's the end of it. Thanks. Imagine my surprise when I woke up with a negative feedback from this buyer this morning. So I got a hold of them and said, hey, you guys really need to look at this, because they can't leave me a negative feedback when they did a payment reversal and then bought the same item from me again with obviously the same address. And I'll put eBay's response up here. Basically, they acknowledge that it's a problem buyer and it's nothing to do with me, and they're going to absolve my account of any liability for late shipment and for, I didn't do anything wrong, and they're going to make sure that it's not reflected negatively on me, and they're going to have issue with the buyer, and I imagine they'll probably get taken off, because they said they're going to report them to the trust, which is what happens when that's the first step of a person getting kicked off the platform. These jeans sold again, and the first buyer was in Oregon, and this buyer's in Texas, and that buyer has both things for sale in a store and positive feedback as a buyer. So I don't believe they are in any way related, but they sold within a couple of hours of being listed again. So I was leery. And I don't have to, today is Wednesday. I don't have to ship those till Friday, and I'm not going to ship them until Friday to give this person the time to show their colors if they want to. But hopefully it's just a issue. Hopefully it's just they found some jeans that I had to keep relisting to get sold, and it's no big deal. Over here we have a crock pot in here. This is your crock pot, and I sold just the crock. We paid $4 for the whole thing, and the lid will sell and is still there, and the heat element will sell and is still there, but the crock, unsurprisingly, was the first thing to sell, and sold for $27 free shipping. And it only took a day or two to get there. Now, this item is not something I think a lot of people know to look out for. We went to an estate sale and picked up golf head covers. And these, I don't know why, but these old leather golf head covers in small sets will do well. I've done well with them before, quite by accident. So when I saw them in a big pile of golf head covers and was able to buy the whole box for $8, I knew that was going to be a pickup. I sold these for $24 free shipping, and I've got a bunch more to ship. Or a bunch more to sell. We got a bunch more to list. I think those are the only ones that I listed so far from that lot, but I'm in the profit on just those, and everything else, the Top Flights and Callaway head covers that I have, are just pure profit. So these are Hot Z, and they're just leather numbers on leather, and I doubt they're leather, they're pleather, and then they're a little bit soft on the inside, some kind of terry cloth towel. But these have always done well for me anytime I find them. 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, and a Pontiac. And you would, looking at those, you would think those are old junk and somebody's going to want nice new ones, but I don't know why. But those leather ones tend to do really well for me. And then this guy, Buttons, not Pearl Snap, Wrangler, Cowboy Cut, vintage, made in the U.S., I think. Yes. But look at the print on that. That's a beautiful Southwest Aztec. inspired print, and those are going to do well every time, especially the vintage ones. The bigger the better. Pearl snaps would be way better than buttons. This would be probably a $60 shirt if it was pearl snap instead of buttons. But I paid $2.50 and it sold for $25 plus shipping in a week. Okay, and then we have these 3 PlayStations that are all different, all sold for different amounts. This one sold for $18.05 free shipping. Not working, but it's a special one, and we'll get back to that. This one sold for $14.40 on an offer. It's very dirty and does not work. And this one does work, is reasonably clean, comes with the controller, and sold for $25 plus shipping. Let's talk about these 2 not working units, because there is a good thing. Like, look at them. They're essentially exactly the same, right? Like, other than being dirty differently. But you would be very wrong to assume that they are the same. If you look at the back, this one has RCA hookups, and this one does not. You can only use a PS1 like cord to plug into this one. It was how the PlayStation was when it first launched the first year. And this is, think launch edition backwards compatible PS3. Early, more collectible, more versatile, better machine, but on a much lower scale. It's not like this is a $300 one, the way that the PS3 is. But this is a launch edition that is much better than the later renditions. So with this RCA, it's a PCSH1001. PCPH. I always get the letters mixed up. 1001. And then all of these, there's so many different call numbers on these PlayStations. So this one's a 5501. And then just for grins, we'll look at this one. It is a 9001. And these all look ostensibly the same, right? But this one with the RCA is considered, in good working order, to be one of the best audiophile CD players that you can buy on the commercial market. And so that one in working order will sell for really good money to people who want to use it as a CD player, because audiophiles consider it to be one of the best CD players you can buy. And it's the launch edition, hard to find, first, rarer, a little bit more versatile PlayStation 1, which launched the entire PlayStation brand that got us to the pinnacle of gaming that is PS5. I don't own a PS5. I don't really care about PlayStation. I'm a Nintendo guy. But these, it's interesting to talk about these machines, and they all sold cheap because I don't have proper accessories. And these machines break so much and are so unreliable that I would rather sell them as broken than sell them as working and then have them show up and got damaged in shipping or wear out in the first week. I would just rather them sell as not working, because it is my experience, and I have 15 of them and I've sold hundreds of them, that they don't work well and they don't work for very long. If they do still work, or you have to refurbish them, and maybe they're worth $50 in perfect working order with a warranty, and you have to take them completely apart and clean them and replace the laser that's $15. They're, unless I'm getting them crazy dirt cheap, they're not worth messing with, in my opinion. And so I'm listing them cheap to get them to somebody else who will mess with it one at a time, because I could just bulk them off, but I'd rather have listings of things that move fast, even if they're moving relatively cheap. So that's my 11 items, one bad buyer, and what we got going on today. This may be the end of the video, so if it is, thanks for watching, subscribe, comment, all the things I do. We'll see you on the next one. If it's not, then me and Levi are going to go to Goodwill before we go pick up siblings. He stayed home from school yesterday and felt terrible and had a fever up until about 8 o'clock last night, and then he broke a fever and is feeling better today. But the rule at school, especially post-pandemic, is you can't go to school if you've had a fever in the last 24 hours. So he stayed home from school because of the rules more than because he feels bad today. And so I would feel bad taking a kid out on an outing that was too sick to go to school, but he wasn't really too sick to go to school. He was too sick yesterday for the school to want him there today, if that makes sense. So we'll probably go do some thrifting, just me, him, and the Rubes, and we'll keep you up on that.
Oh.
All right, guys, it is 1:04. We have to be back at the school in a little over an hour to pick the kids up. And so Levi's with me. We're going to go to Goodwill. Ruby and Evie are with me. We're going to see what we can get in an hour in the middle of the afternoon at our closest Goodwill. I noticed that, holy cow, the click-through rate and views on videos that show a large Goodwill in the background are nuts. So I need to start going to Goodwill and putting that in the background on the videos. So we're gonna go to Goodwill and see if we can't get some viewer retention. So away we go. Here's some stuff. Is it a Hillary Clinton doll? That's a nice looking knife set too. Got lots of boots. Sam, can I see the cowboy boots? So those 4 pairs. There were 2 pairs of Tony Lamas and a pair of Ariats. I don't remember what the other ones were. It doesn't matter there. They were $40, $30 and $40 and $50 a piece, which is just absolutely bananas. So Janet Oak is good, and these are $1.84 for these box sets. And now we have a new clothes rack, but it doesn't look like much. $3.10. This is just, man, focus. Head covers, snapback. It's a nice hat, but I don't imagine it would resell super well. That's interesting, Levi.
Yeah, so this is very interesting.
We probably just donated yours this week. And that's it. Oh, that is not older. It's a print of a Farmall tractor at $3.10. Can you grab the thing off the bottom? I had that in my cart for like an hour. I decided not to buy it already this week.
The thing? This?
The thing that is obviously something Dad would pick up. Oh, well, that is obviously something Dad would pick up, but I didn't see it.
Oh,
This is what I was talking about. Oh, this is Paw Patrol? Man, it looks... So
No,
what did Levi pull? Levi pulled a $8.10 NutriBullet with some stuff. Anything fun? Pops have like crashed and died. The market's completely gone on Pops. And I have been saying they're the Beanie Babies of the new era for a long time. Let's come see what's over here. Oh, bathroom scale. These are good. These can do well. Heat lamps, $3.10. Put that in the cart anyway. I may grab that bathroom scale because we have an electronic bathroom scale and it is haywire. It does all kinds of crazy stuff. Like the other day, I lost 15 pounds in like a minute and a half. Okay, so, oh, hey, maybe I don't need to grab this bathroom scale since it doesn't register how much I weigh. It does register heavy.
I see this.
Levi had a litter of kittens. Are these something
They're
like...
all the exact same, no tagged,
They're neat,
generic
but
kittens.
catch.
Can I see?
These look interesting. Some kind of wheel for, I don't know, wheelchair? What's in the middle there? A reflector. I don't know. There's a lot of people that make a lot of money selling a lot of vacuum parts.
And someone could
I'm
probably
not
tell us
that guy.
that none of these are worth something, or if there's one that's worth anything.
Right, that Bratz thing is still here. I'm surprised that somebody hadn't picked that up. It's $5.50. We're not too blue being the color of the week yet. Okay, so we found a different scale that's a little less huge for my tiny bathroom in my room. $4.40. You need a locker or you just need to dance? Ooh, skee ball, but that looks pretty darn generic. $6. I like skee ball, but I don't think we're gonna get that. How about a 2,000 piece Springbok? But there's just no way you would know if it's all there until you put it all together, and it ain't worth that.
I need to stop it after I...
Okay, so I think this is a computer dusty crop hopper. That might be worth some money. Somebody's been digging around in here some. We're gonna go ahead and make the decision to buy this at $1.84 and assume this is worth money, and if it's not, we'll just donate everything back. That is cool. Are you playing Paw Patrol right here in the middle of the aisle? And Texas Hold'em cards for dummies might be worth something. Who knows? Levi, what did you find? Do you even know?
I have no idea. It's just a
Oh,
giant
his laser's busted. So you put the thing in here, you put a quarter in there, and it plays the Empire theme, and then he says, impressive, most impressive, but you're not a Jedi yet. And then it plays the Imperial theme again. A genie bottle, like shimmer and shine. These kind of things always tempt me because God only knows what's in there. Could be anything cool stuff. And for $5, $2, yeah, we're gonna get it either way. Ooh, is that a stand? Is that a space saver? Cordless beater handy mixer. So I just had a viewer who wants to try to sell me, because he's moving into an RV, sell me his store. So we're gonna get together on that tomorrow. That'll be exciting. And then I found a couple of things while I was talking to him. Handy mixer and these candlesticks that are signed. They're signed that. So we'll see. And they're $3.10 a piece. And then I think we gotta be done. Okay, so this is $5.60 and probably worth the pickup. Levi found this old Rainforest Cafe hot sauce shirt. It is $5.44, so it might be tough. This came out on a new rack. It's new with tags. Porsche shirt for $10. So these candlesticks are probably worth $35 for the pair and $6.20 for them. That's probably a good price, but there are 300 listed and 1 sold, so it's a hard pass. So today's trash day at our house, and the neighbor, a different neighbor, threw these out, and I don't know what they are. I don't know how well it comes across. There's 2 of them, and this one's like missing some parts, but they're still amazing. These are wood balls and felt. So I don't make a habit of trash picking necessarily, but when I drive by valuable stuff in the trash, we're gonna pick it up. So we spent $16, which was a pretty good price, I think. We got those Janet Oakes books. I bet we make our money back on that. We made the mixer, and I bet we make our money back on just that. We got the scale that we're not gonna sell. The magic bullet, I didn't even comp. So hopefully that does well. I do well on blenders a lot, especially with ones with accessories.
We picked up that weird Darth Vader.
The weird Darth Vader thing. I'm gonna comp that now. And here's
right here.
Yeah. But broken, I mean, we haven't put batteries in it. If it works, I think it's great. If it doesn't work and it's missing the lightsaber, it's probably gonna be rough to sell.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
See you on the next one.